Hey guys, today we're taking a look at a disc that I feel is one of the more underrated molds in the MVP lineup. And I say underrated because as someone who does a lot of MVP and Axiom reviews, I spend a good amount of time just online, social media, forums, groups where people talk about MVP discs just to get an idea of what people are throwing and what people want to see reviewed. And this is one mold that I almost never see talked about. And I feel like it's not so much about the mold as it is about the molds around it. And this disc is the MVP Matrix. Now the Matrix has the numbers 5, 4, -1, 2, so it's a slightly overstable mid-range. And like we've talked about in past videos, the MVP Axiom mid-range lineup is fantastic. They have a lot of great, really popular discs, including the Hex, the Reactor, and the Pyro, which all kind of sit surrounding the Matrix and are all really popular discs. So today we're going to talk all about the Matrix. We're going to throw this guy in the field, on the course. We're going to see what this disc is all about and if this is the one that should go in your bag. All right guys, here we are in the field with our MVP Matrix. This guy's in the Proton plastic, 177 grams. The Matrix is not the disc I thought it was going to be. It has surprisingly low glide, which maybe shouldn't have surprised me because it has 4 glide, whereas just like the Hex and the Reactor have 5 glide. But this guy, like when it's ready to fade, it just falls out of the sky. Like it loses speed and just drops. Whereas a lot of other overstable mid-ranges that I've thrown kind of have that pushing, penetrating fade. That is definitely not the case with this guy. And I feel like I get a lot more distance out of just like the Hex. Like this guy, this Matrix, I'm really not throwing over like 300 feet, whereas the Hex, I'm easily pushing like 330 plus. I feel like these lower glide discs kind of get a bad reputation sometimes, but I feel like it's really good for limiting distance and really controlling your shot. For a 300-foot shot, I love how I can throw the Matrix really hard and I just know it's going to go that distance. Whereas other discs with higher glide and fairway drivers, distance drivers, I'm worrying about going too far. This guy's just really good for controlling my shot. I actually noticed that Simon's been throwing the Matrix, at least he was in his last in the bag, and he kind of describes it in the same way, whereas it's his disc for in between the Hex and the Pyro, where you don't want something truly overstable like the Pyro, but you want something that is going to have that fade a bit earlier in the flight. And that's where the Matrix fits really well, because even though it's low glide, it's weird how I wouldn't describe it as a truly overstable disc. It just has a little bit of overstability. It'll definitely fight out of the anhyzer, but it's not just going to like fade and get a big skip or anything. So kind of a unique disc. Let's go see it on the course right now. All right guys, here we are, hole 1, Albert Oakland Park, 263-foot par 3 tunnel shot. Big shout out to Columbia Parks and Rec because they just mowed this place and it's looking real nice. Oh yeah. Woo, nice skip at the end there. If I'd kept that higher, probably would have faded out, but keeping it low and flat kind of allowed it to just skip up near the basket there. All right, now we got a shorty, just 190 feet. We're gonna forehand this through this pretty tight gap here. I've been testing out the forehand some more, bringing it back into my game. A lot of you guys know I was injured most of the beginning of the year because of some forehand related activities, so trying to get it back into circulation. Yeah, there we go. Oh, if that didn't hit that, I feel like that would have had a pretty nice chance of going in. Definitely pretty torque resistant on the forehand, I think just because of that lower glide. Almost kind of feels like those overstable approach type discs. And part of the reason why I say the Matrix kind of has that overstable approach style disc feel is because it is just bored flat. Not sure how well you can guys see that, but like kind of ridiculously flat. Very similar to the Pyro, which is also bored flat. Then we have the Hex, which isn't quite as flat as the other two. It's still pretty flat, but it definitely has more of a shoulder and kind of comes up towards the middle of the disc. This Matrix, I mean, you literally can't get more flat than this Matrix, which I really like for that forehand grip. I know a lot of you guys probably enjoy flatter discs on your forehand, so you'll be very happily surprised by the Matrix. All right, now we come to a 358-foot par 3. You probably can't see the basket, it's off to the left. We're gonna have to take this right gap on a little bit of hyzer and have it crash in. I usually like going driver here because you just kind of get that guaranteed skip at the end because you really need to get left right at the very end. But we're gonna test out the matrix, see how it goes. Yeah, flexed out a little bit. Yeah, that fade is so nice on that guy. Nope, not even close. All right, 238-foot tunnel shot, slightly uphill through this gap here. Let's do it. Oh, you can see the overstability on that one. I got that one a little bit higher than I wanted, and it definitely showed off that lower glide overstability just coming out pretty quick there. Just a little bit outside circle here. Oh, automatic. One's good. All right, now we come to a 262-foot par 3, slightly uphill. Basket is behind this big tree right in front of us. We're gonna try to wrap it around the tree, do like a little Anheuser flex, really test out the overstability of this guy. Yeah, come out. Oh, that's gonna be really nice. You can see that overstability. It came out of the Anheuser line pretty quick. It's an interesting disc. All right, guys, last hole here, par 3, 190 feet, shorty, uphill, very gettable. So we're gonna try to get this one in the basket. Let's try. Come back, fade. Not in the basket, but easy bird. So final thoughts for the Matrix. A really unique disc, not really a type of disc that I've bagged in the past, because usually my slightly overstable mid-range discs, like I mentioned earlier, I'm throwing the Gateway Prophecy, have that higher glide. This almost feels like a hybrid between those types of discs and something like the Pyro or the Quake or the MD5 or the MD4, where you're still gonna get some flight out of this guy. It's not just like really overstable and dumpy, but also isn't going to be just like my go-to straight disc. It's very rare that I disagree with MVP's numbers. I feel like they're pretty spot on typically. This guy though, I would say probably has a 0 turn or maybe like a negative 0.5 turn. I think the 2 fade is really accurate and the 4 glide is really accurate, but I wasn't really getting a turn out of the disc, so I feel like that's a little deceiving. Otherwise, it's a really cool disc. I don't know if it's something that I'm going to be bagging, but I could definitely see why someone like Simon, who has, you know, a huge arm and can throw really far, is going to get a lot of use out of this because it allows you to throw different distances without necessarily having to change how hard you're throwing. So, kind of cool, kind of unique. Don't really know what to make of it exactly. If you guys have thrown the Matrix, let me know what you think about it. You can pick up a Matrix at this video's sponsor, Grow and Throw. Grow and Throw's a retailer here in Columbia, Missouri. Last time I went over there, they had a lot of MVP in stock, so go over there right now, check them out. You can also find them online at growandthrow.shop. And guys, I really appreciate if you'll like and subscribe. We are right on the doorstep of 700 subscribers. We are inching our way towards 1,000. 1,000 would be cool. By the end of the year, that'd be pretty sick. So help me get there. Go like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I just really appreciate you guys watching till the end. So thank you for that. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.